What are you doing in my swamp? Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to FTB OceanBlock. How you doing? I'm doing alright. It's been a good day so far. We've got some work to do. We've got a few singularities up our sleeve, but we are nowhere near ready to start making all the endgame stuff. So we need to start playing catch up. And the best way to play catch up is automate everything possible. So today's first task is that machine room over there. It needs to be automated so we don't have to go over and stand there and wait for things. We just need to go, machine, do it. And then we come back and it's done. So let's take our first steps in getting the entire machine room automated. First thing we're going to need is a lot of crafters. So let's get a few of these bad boys. There we go. Now it's the 10 iron level crafters. And if we get some of these neural processors, which I went ahead and made 2 stacks each of these, we should have everything except maybe the crafting table. Well, we've only got 8. Let's make another 500. There we go. We'll make a full stack of crafting tables. 20 to start with? Bam! Gold crafter. Let's stick with this level for now, and we'll save the netherite crafters for auto crafting recipes that don't involve machines, maybe. Alright, going to get a whole heap of this universal cable as well. We've got our refined storage cables, and you can use interfaces, which are these guys. Interface, refined storage, but I always just think the importer works just as well. Let's go rip all these machines out. Alright, so dug a hole like this, so our machines are going to be sort of set up around here. Actually, we probably could have pushed that back a block. We'll push that back a block. There we go. And then we can have like a little facade at the front as well. So, alright, let's run our little bit of cable along the bottom here. There we go. And then we chuck down a crafter for where we want the machines to go. So, that's got to be rotated, of course. Up, up, no, up. So pop these bad boys out. Rightio. No, you're still wrong. Now let's put down our enriching factory. Just like that. And then we put down an importer along the back. There we go. And then we will tell it basically that only the back, so only the back is an output and only the bottom is an input. So we don't want it to push to any other machine. And then we have the ultimate smelting factory can be next. There we go. And same again. We tell that they're all bad except for the back, which is an output, and the bottom, which is the input. Now I probably should have just ran the cable along here instead, shouldn't I? We might do that. Except it does need to be linked up, so let's run that cable. There we go. Now we're linked up. So they're all online. Awesome. Now all we need is the power cable. So I could probably even run another machine right here. Put the induction smelter in there. Alright, there we go. Nice and simple setup. We'll make a little facade around the front here to make it look all nice and pretty. But basically what we do, and I went ahead and made 2 patterns, which is a pattern for the iron dust and a pattern for iron ingots. So to get the iron dust, we need it to go in the enriching factory. So we tell this one that iron clusters turn into 2 iron dust. And in this one we tell it that an iron dust turns into an iron ingot. So if we now ask it to make us, say, 100 iron, and say go like this, it's got, look at that. Already had the dust, I guess. But now it's already cooking the dust. How good's that? And what if we tell it well, we've got 227 dust, so how about we tell it, we'll tell it we want 500. So now it knows to craft all of that stuff, and it knows to put the right amount of these clusters in. And then it goes over to here. So that's pretty good. What about if we want it to make some bronze? So, easily enough, so down here, you've got processing or exact. So process this without the processing tick, this is a crafting recipe that it's done in here. With this ticked, it's a machine recipe. So what we want to do is make bronze. So, how do we make bronze in an induction smelter? It's that. Well, of course it's going to do that on us, isn't it? Let's try that again. So dust, ingots, there we go. So 3 copper, 1 tin is going to give us 4 bronze. So let's go chuck that in there and let's order ourselves, say, 500 bronze. Let's see what happens. Nothing, apparently. Okay, so that's the input. Cool. That's the output. Rightio, there we go. So we can also speed those guys up with some stack upgrades. Oop, stack upgrades, there we go. So let's get a heap of them. Oh, out of those gold processors, never mind. Okay, so we got 2 stack upgrades, interesting. What I'll do is I'll put 1 in this one, no, 1, and 1 in this one, because these will probably be the 2 hardest working machines we'll have. There we go. And as you can see, it's making us bronze. We'll chuck a speed upgrade in the back of that one. That may keep up. See what happens. Yeah, it's keeping up. Cool. That is those machines done and dusted. So the infusing factories are a little different though. The best way to do it is to have 4. One you would pump in redstone, and that way you can put in iron or osmium to get your alloys or circuits as needed. Another one you would pump in coal, so that way you can get your steel. And another one you would pump in with diamond, and that way you get your refined obsidian and advanced alloys. And then the third and final one you would put in with the refined obsidian dust to get yourself the atomic alloys. So I usually just go with one and I just manually do it. There's nothing in this pack apart from maybe the induction cell. Do these guys use the alloys? Not really. They do use the atomic alloys, but I don't think we're going to go too all out making induction cells. We don't really need that much power at the moment saved up, but probably wouldn't hurt to make some. Yeah, just make a small one, because they hold literally trillions of power, as you can see there. Just a single cell holds 1.6 trillion, and you can make this like 28 by 28 or something, so it's monstrous. Absolutely monstrous, but we're not going to go that ham. Alright, now we've just got to get a whole heap of patterns for all the different clusters of metals that we will go to smelt, and put all those patterns in, and put it into the machine over there. So we may need another netherite crafter. And there we go, a netherite crafter. So we'll go up here and chuck that bad boy right there. Now she's online. Sweet. So now we'll get a whole heap of patterns. And yes, we have it on auto crafting. We'll just get 2 stacks. There we go. And I'll get to be putting the patterns in. Alright, so we've got a few patterns done. All of these guys here are for the enrichment chamber. And these 2 over here are for the induction smelter. So we chuck those 2 in there as well. And we chuck all of these into the enrichment chamber. And now all we've got to do is tell it that the dust goes into this one. Alright, and there's all the patterns for the ingots. So theoretically, we should now be able to order, say, let's have a look. Copper, we've got 5,000, we don't really need any more. What's one we don't have much of? Aluminium. Let's say we want 1,000. There we go. It's putting it into there, getting all the dust, and then it's putting it into there, getting all the ingots. So, that's ingot auto-crafting done. Alright, there we have it. New and improved machine room. That should save us a whole heap of time. Oh, I also did make another room, which you probably saw when I was putting the cable in. And I put an elevator in as well, so let's go have a look. So nice, big and roomy. And we'll probably have a few different mod setups over here to get us a singularity. So probably in this corner over here, we'll get the integrated dynamics. So we'll probably only need something small like a phytogenic insulator to grow some mineral wood. Throw the mineral wood through a, what do they call it? The crushing thingy? I can never remember what they call it on the integrated dynamics. It's the mechanical squeezer, I think. Mechanical squeezer. There we go. So basically you use that and it turns mineral. Of course it's the last one. Why wouldn't it be the last one? And it also turns, it gives you some mineral resin as well. So you get a few bits of the mineral chunks, crystallized mineral chunks, and then you get the mineral resin. So if you export that into a drying basin, you get block of crystallized mineral, which of course you can turn it back into crystallized mineral chunks. So we need to set that up and get a little tank going, which then exports it into the drying basin and then it pulls it back out and all that sort of business. So that shouldn't be too hard to set up a little system like that. Probably over in this side we'll maybe have something else like maybe the Emmy controllers and all that sort of stuff. The other thing I did as well is our little mechanism setup. I haven't moved it yet, but I did chuck 2 of these on. Gas burning generators, because they kept clogging up. I threw a gas tank on the side here because it just basically kept blocking up. But these bad boys, when they are actually working, are producing around about 70k RF per tick. And that's insane for how cheap these are. Like, it's literally a 2-step process. Crush down, like, food, put it through your PRC to get ethylene. And ethylene burns at 70k RF a tick. So I made 2 of them. We're getting 140k RF per tick out of those 2 little blocks. So that's going to be a more economical way to set up than the power reactors in this pack by the look of it. But yeah, I don't think we need too much power yet. And when we do need power, it's going to be bulk amounts, which is probably only going to be able to come from, there you go, fission reactor casing. So we need all of that cool stuff. Get that up and turned on. Of course we need a lot of solar panels as well, because we will need to make the thermal evaporation towers. Where are we? There we go, thermal evaporation towers. And of course we'll need to convert water into brine. Yeah, slash the fluid, not the person. And then that into lithium and all the cool stuff. And then we can get tritium and all the fun stuff to get the reactor up and running and produce maybe 1.5 million RF per tick. So, and it was pointed out in the comments that the best way to do this is use like an outside crafter, something like the sequential fabricator, like that bad boy. And you tell it what recipes you want, it crafts it all up, imports it into the RF system, and then you backwards craft it automatically with your system. So you tell it that 1 supremium turns into 4 prudendium, or whatever it is, and through that way. And that makes it a lot easier to auto-craft this stuff, because the system, for some reason, just won't accept that you can use the same crystal over and over again. But in the meantime, manual crafting is not a terribly tedious job. Oh yeah, made a whole heap of chickens too. We need some chicken essence. That dude is going to get turned into a McNugget. Getting hungry now. Alright, what singularity do we have here? Another silicon. Okay, cool. So we've got a silicon singularity. There we go. I did make enough to get another 3, so singularities we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sorted out. So we are climbing up the ranks there, we're getting there. So cast iron singularity, we get a clay ball, and silicon singularity, we get netherite seeds. Cool. HDPE we can actually get now as well. There we go. Alright, time for this bad boy. We need a silicon press. We need an engineering press. We need a logic press, and we need a calculation press. There we go. Excuse you. So, 1 calculation press. There we go. Now we also need some inscribers and pure fluix, eh? How do we do that again? Fluix dust, fluix seed. There we go. Da, 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 da. And now to make life easier, I'll just chuck that back on. Alright, inscribers please. We'll get 5. And do we need an energy acceptor? We'll grab one anyway. Okay, so we need some sky stone. There we go. Enriching factory does the trick. Pop it back in the smelting factory. Cool, got our sky stone blocks. Now we just need our pure fluix crystals. So I think we get those the same way. We just crush them down, get a little bit of dust. Or can we just put them straight in the enriching factory? Yeah, straight in. That'll do. Alrighty, ME controller. Oh, we actually need an engineering processor for that. Okay. Coolio, I guess. Alright, let's go set this bad boy up over in this corner. So we'll chuck down the energy acceptor. Right about there. And then from there, we'll run a couple of cables out. There we go. So for this one, we'll chuck in the calculation. This one we'll chuck in the logic. This one we'll chuck in the engineering. And this one we'll chuck in the silicon. And then this one will be the combo one. So let's get some silicon and get that up and running. Let's give it a little bit of what for. Or not. How dare they? That's rude. Oh, I'll keep doing this for a couple of minutes and get a few of these presses done. I know you can put hoppers and stuff on them, but this whole thing won't be here for very long. It's just enough to get us into making the autocrafters and stuff, so we can make the singularity. There we go, get ourselves the engineering processor, and that should be enough to get us our controller. Boom, there we go, ME controller. Da 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 da. So we should probably get an Emmy Drive as well, so we'll need a couple more of those. Alright, there we go, Emmy Drive. And we can chuck that bad boy up there. What else do we need? A terminal would be nice. Alright, let's try this one again. So we need that little bad boy. Oh, I said put redstone in there, excuse you. It was a bit rude. Let's get another one of them. So, we've got that one. Boom, formation cores. Annihilation cores. It's going to need another one. Lucky we just made one. There we go. Boom. Now we need another one. Doom, doom, doom. There we go. And we need to make our illuminated panel, which needs the quartz glass. Seriously? Give me the damn thing. Thank you. Now we just need that. Done! And we got ourselves our ME terminal. Let's chuck that right there. So now I can see anything that we put inside those drives. So we probably should get like a 1K. There we go, it's got a 1K storage cell, we can chuck that in. Cool! So there's the basics of an ME system all set up. How do we get singularities? Well, you need a matter condenser, and then you keep pumping in 64K ME storage components to get a singularity. So the matter condenser isn't terrible to get. It's right there. But we do need the 64K components. And they are going to take a lot, because it looks like we've only got the one type. That's going to be a little bit annoying. Alright, I'll have to figure out how we can auto-craft that stuff in this pack for those guys. I don't usually play around too much with this system when refined storage is in the pack, and I haven't played around with it too much in the newest versions. So I'll have to have a play around, see where we are at with auto-crafting and all that sort of jazz. Alright, last thing for today. We need our Solium Dagger. There we go, Solium Dagger. Now, how do we do that? Solium Gem with Soul Jars. Gives us passive attune. Oh, you need pigs, sheep, chicken, and cow. Okay, so we don't want that just yet. But how do we get soul jars? We need a whole heap of these Solium ingots. That's not a whole heap. We need a whole heap of these. So where's our soul jar at? There we go. Oh, we need soul glass as well. I think we can... Hey, excuse me. Are you kidding? We've got to do it in that glass jar. Solium and cobble. Wow, this is going to take a while. They didn't make that part of it easy, did they? Alright, let's see how we go. Actually, we've got Solium blocks. Can we just use those? No, of course not. So we need Solium dust and we need cobble. Let's grab a few stacks of cobble. We chuck the cobble in and the Solium dust in. And there's the recipe. So we'll tell that to stop. Yes, we want to do that now. Wow, that's going to take a while. Alright, now we've got to smelt the cobble into soulstone. And now we smelt the soulstone into smooth. And then one more time should give us the dust. There we go, finally the dust. Alright, soul jars. Now, I'm pretty sure you need, so if we get, say, chicken. There we go. You need 4 of them to make chicken seeds. And I want to get chicken seeds because we need so many eggs. And that's what I got all those chickens over there for. Is there something we can use to make this a little bit more effective though? I'll see what first enchant wants to pop up. Huh, unbreaking seems okay. And sharpness. There we go. That's a little better. Alright, bye chickens. Alright, here we go. Let's get all of these soul jars in. Seeds on top, and our first... excuse you. Wi-Fi you not work? Oh, it needs a Solium seed base. My bad. We'll try that now. There we go. First animal-based seed. Chicken seeds, chicken seeds. Alright, sorry Silicon. You've been replaced. Alright, that's all the time I've got for this one. Yeah, right, that was terrible. I'll stop doing them. But that was serious though. That is all the time I've got for this episode. If you've liked it, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, hit that dislike button and leave me a comment to let me know why, so we can make it all better. And don't forget to hit that big red one down the bottom. You know which one it is. And until next time, toodles.